Sure, our competitor has their sports cartridges, but our sports are great, if not super. This is Sega Masters. It's no secret that video sports games are a must for any console's library. And it didn't take long for these digital representations of real-life athletic contests to show up on the Master System. Thus, we have the debut of Sega's rather notorious line of sports games that featured the rather boastful adjective "great" in the title, which I'm guessing promised to trump whatever Nintendo had at the time. Of course, whether each title in the series was even good, let alone great, will be debated as we come to them. The first of these simulations is tennis, since video tennis and video baseball always seem to lead off a console's first generation sports lineup. This Sega card was originally known in Japan as Great Tennis, but was brought across the Pacific as Super Tennis. Naturally, this card was meant to go head to head against Nintendo's own tennis cartridge, but let's see who really aces this head to head battle. First, we'll take a quick look at Nintendo's tennis. As you can see, it's a simple simulation of the sport, but still manages to be pretty playable. Now let's dive into Sega's offering. You have your options of player speed, control level, and your balance of offense and defense, as well as the computer's difficulty level. Once the options are set, you hit the court and the game looks and plays almost exactly like Nintendo's kart. Granted, there are a few visual differences, plus Mario is not the referee here, but it still feels like the programmers blatantly lifted the code straight from the NES cart. In any case, if you've ever seen a tennis match anywhere in the world, you know how the action works. Once the ball is served into play, you lob and smash it back and forth with the usual rules and peculiar scoring in effect. Notching enough points gives you the game, and you're out to be the first to win 6 games to take the set. And this continues until someone takes 2 or 3 sets to win the match. Not surprisingly, Super Tennis is a pretty basic sim with only the bare minimum of options. You only have the one match to play through and that's it. There's no tournaments or career mode or anything like that. There isn't much to the visuals either, since what you see here is all you get, though the players do look decent with some okay animation. In addition, the only music is some peppy tune on the title screen and a few brief ditties after each game. The crowd is also silent during the action with no reactions whatsoever. In fact, the only audio during the matches is some bad sound effects, especially when the ball is in flight. Naturally, any game can be enjoyable with solid gameplay, no matter how simple it is, but this card almost seems like it's broken. Your characters move at a decent pace across the court, but for whatever reason the ball travels slowly through the air. Because of that, it's not unusual to have several swings at the ball before it drops to the ground, even if you whiff on your first shot. Plus, your player's movements are often squirrely, especially on the higher speed settings, making it difficult to properly position him to return the volley. Sometimes you may even find yourself facing the wrong way with your back to the ball as it bounces by. Some issues with collision detection also pop up as you try to hit the ball, which seems to pass right through your racket at times. It also doesn't help that you can't really aim your shots, resulting in the ball flying at odd angles and leading to some frustrating results. This is especially true when you try to serve the ball into play only to constantly get a fault. You basically have to put in a lot of practice to get a hand on all the quirks in this game if you want to stand a chance against the CPU. You'd also think that being a sports game, Super Tennis would at least have some decent head-to-head action for 2 players. Amazingly, the only way 2 humans can play this game is in the doubles mode, and you're both forced to be on the same team against the computer duo. Yep, there's no real competition between you and a bud in either the singles or doubles mode, further limiting what little appeal this card had. Ultimately, Super Tennis double faults as a sports title, even for a first-gen release. It may have seemed decent for its time, but of course other better tennis games have since graced the Master System, making this card obsolete. Even Nintendo's cartridge trumps this one, and it didn't even need to claim to be super. With very little to offer other than the basic stuff and some wonky gameplay, there's simply no reason to serve this one up.